Does anyone know what it feels like to be invited to a Minecraft SMP? No? Well, I learned the implications of that when I joined this server. Now, this Minecraft server, I never knew about until I joined Hive. See, I was bored, and I decided to get onto Minecraft. When I got into Minecraft, I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. Let's go into Hive. And this random guy in chat says, hey, does anyone want to join an SMP? Now I know you're thinking, this is absurd, you would almost never do this, this is a random person, why would you even trust this? I did, and didn't at the same time, but I wanted to see how well it was. Basics, whatever was going on, they told us this. You see, I was with another player, actually, as part of this recruitment. You see, these people wanted us to join an SMP with a one-to-one replica of Rome. Now, I don't know about you, but a one-to-one replica of Rome? That sounds pretty cool. So, when we got word of this SMP being, like, live, I was like, okay, you know what, I'll join this, because this guy's asking, he probably wants more people, and so I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Let's join this. And so does the other person that I was with. Now, at the time, it seems pretty good on paper, and it was. I joined an SMP with random people that I soon sort of made friends with. And this is when the interesting stuff happens. There's a war. You see, in this SMP, there's an entire replica of Rome, as I said. But because of that, we now have a Roman Empire. Now, this Roman Empire was built up by this guy named Michael. Or Mikkel. I honestly don't know how to say your name. Anyways, I'm gonna say Michael because it's better. Michael Legend. So this guy Michael, he was like, there's this war. And when he got to this part about talking about the SMP, I was like, this isn't too bad, but the more he got into it, the more I realized this SMP was more serious than I actually initially thought. What I thought is I was going to get into some crappy SMP with some downloaded world, which I was right, but it's not only just a downloaded world, it's an entire mod pack. So I'll let that resonate in your brain, because what we have in this mod pack is the Cave Dweller, also known as Kyle. Now, Kyle is an add-on that is able to do some pretty creepy things like that. So when I learned about the Realms War, I realized this server was a lot more interesting. One, there were sort of some type of stakes, and those included, you know, being the sort of top clan, I guess? You see, in the server, you can have a clan of up to 7 people, and that clan is typically considered an army. I was a peaceful clan. I decided to be that when I realized there was, you know, new players, and new players were going to come in, and I was thinking, well, maybe the new players want to be part of this peaceful clan. So I made the peaceful clan. The people on the server, by the way, really were very helpful when building the base. But yeah, let's go into the server now to check out what we have in store for us. This is Rome, and this is the main spawn room for Rome. Now, this is a pretty nice area. I mean, until you look over here, it's really laggy for some reason. We don't worry about it though. And this is the city of Rome. This is a one-to-one replica of Rome. Fields, lines with thousands of crops, and this road leads to what I like to call home. Never mind, this is the wrong direction. I have followed the wrong path. Over here seems to be probably some sort of area outside of Rome, maybe for those who aren't exactly the richest, if you will, which I find pretty neat. This world map has expansive biomes reaching miles in this entire map. Thousands, probably not thousands of buildings, but hundreds of buildings here. And as you could guess, this is the Colosseum. This is where we practice fights and, well, just sort of horseplay. I'll be completely honest, we don't really do too much in here other than that. Armor stands, lighting, really have a intense feeling to this entire place. Again, these buildings reach probably miles in this Minecraft world, almost feeling like it's endless. Zombies spawn during the daytime. We call them Coliseum zombies. They do a lot of damage. We also seem to have some pixel art around the map. I think it's pretty neat. A little touch to the player side of this area. Now, here's the good part. This road leads to what I like to call home. Just past this base, if you can see it, it's loading in. That is our house. A fun little project the owners are doing is making their own homes. So as you can see, we can get a bit of a house tour here. Just to give you an idea of what their lifestyle's like. I think it's quite neat. Wouldn't you agree? And obviously, we have our own little Herobrine shrines scattered around the world, just as a little extra treat for those who understand the Herobrine lore and whatnot. And as I said, right over here is our home. This is where we live. You see, the admins were kind enough to help us build this house, and it was definitely a group effort. Here is the main foyer, or the main entrance. Hootie Hoo's room has quite a lot of loot, and my room. There's Dot right there. He's having quite a fun time. And I don't know if you can hear this, but there is fire under in the basement, right where we have a Herobrine shrine. Like I said, there's a few of these scattered around the place. And of course, we cannot forget our appliances. Anvils, more anvils, another anvil, and one more anvil, because we need that many anvils. And right up here is where our unknown player lives. We don't know who they are yet, but they have moved in with us, and we're happy to have them. Strangely enough, right by our base is actually a military base, more like a military camp almost, but it has been unfortunately torn down due to the rebellion of Rome versus the rebels. I yearned for the mines, and here is where I made my greatest mistake. You see, the mines is a very dangerous place. I was bringing along my friend, Hootie Hoo, because you see, the mines is, what nobody told me was a quite terrifying place. You see, nobody said that I would find a terrifying monster. Oh, fuck. Okay. This terrifying creature is chasing me. Oh god. Whew. Guess it's not there anymore. I guess we're good.